Well, good morning or good afternoon whenever you see this. Today is Wednesday, October 26th. It's time for our weekly meeting highlights. Today it's how to use simple swaps to save points. First of all, I'd like to explain, I usually put this highlight video up on Mondays. If you don't watch my daily vlog, you might not know my husband Jim is in the hospital. And so I've been going back and forth a lot to the hospital. He's been in the hospital for about a week. So I didn't do my weigh-in on Monday. I was trying to put it up earlier in the week, and it just didn't work out. So anyway, we do start off with how I did on my weight. So let's see how I did. Not very encouraging. I gained 3.2 pounds. I didn't weigh myself last week due to the fact that I went so crazy the 2 weeks previous to that because I hadn't weighed myself in a couple weeks. And I had company from out of town and just making poor food choices. And I was skipping weigh-in last week, which maybe I gained more than this last week. And maybe I did lose some weight since last week. I don't know, since I didn't weigh. There's a lot of different reasons. I'm not weighing on the same day and the same time that I normally weigh. I usually weigh on Monday mornings at 10:30 in the morning. Today is Wednesday, and I weighed myself at 8:30 in the morning. I don't know that 2 hours is making that much difference. I don't know that 2 days later is making that much difference. Since I've been going back and forth to the hospital every day, I really thought I was making smarter food choices. Obviously, I probably wasn't. Yesterday I stopped at Taco Bell, so it might be a little bit of a sodium gain. Whatever it is, I had to see the number on the scale just to get me back on track. So 3.2 gain. Not proud of it, just not proud of it. But I've got a lot on my mind, and I have to get back to having at least smarter food choices up front in my mind. So maybe this is going to help me this week. How to use simple swaps to save points. Definitely I need that this week. Think about the recipes you love or the ones you're planning to whip up this week. Obviously, I'm not doing a lot of cooking, but I'm not getting fast food other than yesterday when I had the Taco Bell. But I think that I've been choosing heavier meals and eating at odd times and eating later at night. And I think all of that added up. What if you could make some of your points just disappear, or as in my family we say, disappear? This handy guide makes this happen. Try this, the WW Guide to Healthier Ingredient Swaps. If the recipe calls for fattier types of meat or poultry like skirt steak, ground beef, or chicken thighs, try a leaner cut like tri-tip turling. Boy, my words, it's kind of hard. Leaner cuts like tri-tip surling, which I've never heard of. 95% lean ground beef, which I have heard of, obviously, or skinless chicken breasts. And then the points that you can save are up to 5 points per serving. If you enjoy seafood, shrimp and tuna steaks make great swaps too. I'm not a big shrimp. I don't like shrimp at all. I do like tuna, but only like in a tuna fish sandwich. I don't like to have like regular. And fish, unfortunately, I like fish and chips, which just means it's deep fried. I'm not a big broiled fish type of person. I know instead of ground beef, you could probably have ground turkey. I know in my chili recipes, when I make the recipe now, I use ground turkey, which is less fat. The chicken breasts for me are 0 points on my plan, but the 5 points could easily be my lean ground beef, easily. If the recipe calls for coconut oil or butter, use olive or canola oil, which I never thought of that. And you could save up to 4 points per tablespoon. Now, I think they're going by my plan, obviously. Everybody's plan is a little bit different, so figure out in your own plan what they mean. Okay, now this one I know for a fact I'll never do. You can substitute, if the recipe calls for full-fat milk or cheese, use fat-free or reduced fat, and you can save up to 4 points per serving. I'm good. I can save up to 4 points per serving. I do drink 2% milk, but I do not like fat-free cheese, and I'm never gonna substitute fat-free cheese for it. I just think that they put so many additives and different things that you don't necessarily need in your body just to make it fat-free. And just because it's fat-free doesn't mean it's calorie-free. And I find for myself at least that diet foods tend to help me gain a little bit of weight, not really lose as much as I think I should have, because I think my body just reacts to it differently. If the recipe calls for sugar, use granulated stevia, grated apples, or mashed bananas. Now, I have used the sugar-free applesauce. I've used that, and you really can't tell the difference. At least I cannot tell the difference. I have tried mashed bananas, and it really does make a difference. And I have tried the stevia, and I'm not a sugar user as far as like if I have a bowl of cereal, put sugar on my cereal. I am not that, or put sugar in my tea. If we run out of sugar, it's on Jim, my husband, because he uses sugar on a lot of things. So when we get low, I tell him, tell me, because I don't use granulated sugar. I just don't. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have sugar in my diet. You know, obviously, if you're eating donuts or cookies or anything, you know, a lot of foods have sugar in it, syrup, ketchup, you know, things that you don't think has sugar in it. Look, pickles, you know, I mean, there's a lot of sugar in a lot of things. So just because I say I don't eat sugar, I should really make it very clear I don't use granulated sugar, because, you know, sugar is just about in everything. So I do try to use these different substitute things that they tell you. If you use oil and baked good, try the unsweetened applesauce. Like I said, I have used it, and it really does make a difference, and you really can't taste the difference. Heavy cream or sour cream, use canned pumpkin or fat-free Greek yogurt. Now, last week we did a collab, and I did a chicken stroganoff, which called for 16 ounces of sour cream. I never really considered the fact that I could have used fat-free Greek yogurt. I don't like to eat it by itself, but if I use it in a recipe or something, I really can't taste the difference. Now, I know that's a big difference in taste as far as yogurt or sour cream, but the next time I do make that chicken, I definitely will be trying the fat-free Greek yogurt, just to bring my points down, because the points were really high. They were like 9 points for, like, I think it was a half a cup serving. Also, I used a full-fat soup where I could have used a 98%, you know, fat-free soup. Once again, I said a healthy choice soup, which is less sodium. Peanut butter, you could use powdered PB. I've never tried it, but I like my peanut butter. So I am going to, it says I can save 5 points per 2 tablespoons. I very rarely use a whole 2 tablespoons. If I have a slice of toast, I measure it out and I use a tablespoon of peanut butter, which is more than sufficient for me. If you want to save even more points, cut down on other fats and oils. Grill, broil, or steam your food instead of frying and sauteing. I do like to grill. You know, I do like a broiled. I like to broil steaks, but I've never broiled. My old oven I used to all the time, but my new oven I never did. I used to have like a toaster oven where I used to broil in my toaster oven. Brush oil directly onto food, or use a cooking spray or oil spritzer, and use reduced salt stock to prevent stir-fry veggies from sticking. That's a good idea. I never thought of that. And if you want to stretch a serving or amount, chop nuts and chocolate into smaller pieces. Opt for grated cheese instead of sliced or cubed. And look for brands with less fat or no added sugar, and use the WW app to compare. I do love my WW app. I do compare a lot of things on when I'm shopping. I scan things just to see which is the better deal for me as far as point-wise. But let's make one thing clear. You should 100% feel okay making and enjoying any recipe as it is, whether it's Grandma's famous pasta or go-to weeknight meal or from scratch brownies. The journey isn't about turning everything you like into a favorite, every favorite that you like into a lower point knockoff. Your budget allows for maximum flexibility in what you prepare and eat. That's so true. I mean, I like a good donut. Now, I've made my own donuts, Weight Watchers. They're okay. But I'll be honest, they're not a donut. They're just like a donut wannabe. But they have the shape of a donut. My mindset tells me it's a donut. But sometimes I just think that the difference in points sometimes, depending on the kind of donut you're making, you could probably just eat a half of a real donut and be satisfied with that. Because really, the first couple bites of anything is really all you're really getting the taste buds for. The rest of it is just going down as far as I'm concerned. Planning ahead to fit the foods you love and want to eat into your life, either through lower points cooking or baking or budgeting the higher point veggies versions, makes this journey more livable and puts you in a better position for success. I think that this makes sense, especially after a 3.2 gain this week, that I definitely need to figure out a way to save my points or move them around a little bit and get back to the basics. It's really get back to the basics of what I need to be doing. So, I wanted to get on here real quick because I kind of missed doing highlights this week. I didn't really want to get on the scale, but I thought I can't go 3 weeks without getting on the scale. And gaining 3 pounds just kind of shows me that, but if 3 pounds is all I've gained in 3 weeks, that's, especially with all the stress I've been under, I guess it's not that bad, but it's not that good either. So 3.2 loss. I'm back in the 50s again. I told you I didn't want to be back there, but I'm at a 57.8 loss. I'm still proud of the fact that I've kept off 57 pounds, almost 58, but I want to get back on track and make some smarter food choices. So if you could pray for my husband, Jim, I would appreciate it. He's in the hospital with a bowel obstruction. They're trying to correct it without surgery. And so far, that's just not working. So I think that he might be having surgery. I've been trying to eat properly, but it's hard. It really is hard. But I'm pride myself in the fact that even though I have a 3-pound gain, I really haven't been turning to food to soothe me. But I have been making choices that could be better. So, but if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, share if you think somebody might like to see it. Hopefully I see you on my daily vlog. I'll give you a daily update on how Jim's doing. But if not, I will see you Monday for my next highlights, where I am hoping that I will have a loss. I'm thinking I will. I'm hoping. We'll see.